हरे कृष्णा। चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्य लीला चैप्टर 5 टेक्स्ट 1। सभी सुनने वाले भाई बहनों को, गोपा गोपियों को, वैष्णवा वैष्णवियों को, सभी भक्त वृंद को सर्ववंद्या देवीदासी माता जी का दंडवत प्रणाम स्वीकार करें। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमः आचार्य पादाय नित्याय कृपा प्रदायिनी गौरकथा दामदाय नगरग्राम तारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वासुदेवा परा वेदा, वासुदेवा परा मखा, वासुदेवा परा योगा, वासुदेवा परा क्रिया, वासुदेवा परम ज्ञान, वासुदेवा परा तपा, वासुदेवा परो धर्मो, वासुदेवा परा गति। वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते, गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी, वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। कृष्णे स्वधामोपगति धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह कलो नष्टो दृशामेष पुराणार्को उदिनोदिता। नष्टप्राये स्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया, भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैता चंद्रा जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैता चंद्रा जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Text 1. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Brahma, Brahmanaya Deva, who appeared as Sakshi Gopala to benefit of Brahmana. For 100 days, he travelled through the country walking on his own legs. Thus his activities are wonderful. All glory to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glory to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glory to Sri Advaita Prabhu. And all glory to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Walking and walking. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his party finally arrived at Yagyapura. On the river Vaitarani, there he saw temple of Brahadeva and offered his obeisances unto him. In the temple of Brahadeva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged in chanting and dancing and offered prayers. He passed that night in the temple. Afterwards, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the town of Cuttack to see the temple of the witness Gopala. When he saw the deity of Gopala, he was very much pleased by his beauty. While there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged in chanting and dancing for some time, and being overwhelmed, he offered many prayers to Gopala. The night Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in the temple of Gopala, and along with all the devotees, he heard the narration of the witness Gopala with great pleasure. Previously, when Nityananda Prabhu had taught all over India, toured all over India to see different places of pilgrimage. He also had come to see Sakshi Gopala at Cuttack. At that time, Nityananda Prabhu had heard the story of Sakshi Gopala from the townspeople. He now recited this again, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the narration with great pleasure. Formerly at Vidyanagara in South India, there were two Brahmanas who made a long tour to see different places of pilgrimage. First of all, they visited Gaya, then Kashi, then Prayaga. Finally, with great pleasure, they came to Mathura. After reaching Mathura, they started visiting the different forests of Vrindavana and came to Govardhana Hill. They visited all 12 forest vanas and at least came to the town of Vrindavana. In the village of Pankaj Roshi, uh, Pankakroshi, Vrindavana, at the site where the Govinda temple is now situated, there was a great temple where gorgeous worship of Gopala was performed. After taking baths at different bathing places along the river Yamuna, such as Kesi Ghata and Kalia Ghata, the pilgrimage visited the temple of Gopala. Afterwards, they took rest in that temple. The beauty of the Gopala deity stole away their minds and feelings. Great happiness. They remained there for 2 or 4 days. One of the two Brahmana was an old man and the other was young. The young man was assisting the old one. Indeed, the young Brahmana always rendered service to the older one, and the old man, being very satisfied with his service, was pleased with him. The older man told the younger, "You have rendered various types of service to me. You have assisted me in traveling to all these places of pilgrimage. Even my own son does not render such service, but your mercy, I did not become fatigued while on this tour." If I did not show you any respect, I would be angerful, I will be ungrateful. Therefore, ungrateful, I would be ungrateful. क्षम्यता, थोड़ा सा देखने में दिक्कत हुई, चश्मा काम नहीं करते। I would be ungrateful. Therefore, I promise to give you my daughter in charity. The younger Brahmana replied, "My dear sir, please hear me. You are saying something very unusual. Such a thing never happens. You are a most aristocratic family man, well educated and very rich. I am not at all aristocratic, and I am without a decent education and have no wealth. Sir, I am not suitable bridegroom for your daughter. I render service to you only for the satisfaction of Krishna." Lord Krishna is very much pleased by service rendered to Brahmanas, and When the Lord is pleased, the opulences of one's devotional service increases. The older Brahmana replied, "My dear boy, do not doubt me. I will give you my daughter in charity." I have, I have already decided this. The young Brahmana said, "You have a wife and sons, and you have a large circle of relatives and friends. Without the consent of all your friends and relatives, it is not possible to give me your daughter in charity. Just consider the story of Queen Rukmini and her father Bhishmaka. King Bhishmaka wanted to give his daughter Rukmini in charity of Krishna, but Rukmini, his eldest son, objected. Therefore, he could not carry out his decision. The elderly Brahmana said, "My daughter is my own property. If I choose to give my property to someone, who has the power of stop me? My dear boy, I will give my daughter to you in charity, and I will neglect the position of all others. Don't doubt me in this regard. Just accept my proposal." The younger Brahmana replied, "If you have decided to give your young daughter to me, then say so before the Gopala deity." Coming before Gopala, the elderly Brahmana said, "My dear Lord, please witness that I have given my daughter to this boy." Then the younger Brahmana addressed the deity, saying, "My dear Lord, you are my witness. I shall call for you to testify if it is necessary later on." After these talks, the two Brahmanas started for home. As usual, the young Brahmana accompanies the elderly Brahmanas, as if the older Brahmana were a guru, spiritual master, and rendered him service in various ways. After returning to Vidyanagara, such Brahmana went to his respective home. After some time, the elderly Brahmana became very anxious. He began to think, "I have given my word to a Brahmana in a holy place, and what I promised will certainly come to pass. I must now disclose this to my wife, sons, other relatives, and friends." Thus one day the elderly Brahmana called for a meeting of all his relatives and friends, and before them all he narrated what had taken place in front of Gopala. When those who belonged to the family circle heard the narration of the old Brahmana. They made exclamation showing their disappointment. They all requested that he not make such a proposal again. The unanimously they anonymously agreed, if you offer your daughter to a degraded family, your aristocracy will be lost. When people hear of this, they will make jokes and laugh at you. The elderly Brahmana said, how can I undo the promise I made in a holy place while on pilgrimage? Whatever may happen, I must give him my daughter in charity. The relatives unanimously said, the relatives anonymously said, if you gave your daughter to that boy, we shall give up all connection with you. Indeed, his wife and sons declared, if such a thing happens, we shall take poison and die. The elderly Brahmana said, if I do not give my daughter to the young Brahmana, he will call Sri Gopalji as a witness. Thus he will take my daughter by force, and in that case my religious principles will become meaningless. His son replied, the deity may be a witness, but he is in distant country. How can he came to bear witness against you? Why are you so anxious over this? You do not have to flatly deny that you spoke such a thing. There is no need to make a false statement. Simply say that you do not remember what you said. If you simply say, I do not remember, I shall take care of the rest by argument. I shall defeat the young Brahmana. When the elderly Brahmana heard this, his mind became very much agitated, feeling helpless. He simply turned his attention to the lotus feet of Gopala. The already Brahmana prayed, my dear Lord Gopala, I have taken shelter to your lotus feet, and therefore I request you to please protect my religious principles from disturbance, and at the same time save my kinsman from dying. The next day, the elderly Brahmana was thinking deeply about the matter when the young Brahmana came to his house. The Young Brahmana came to his and offered respectful obeisances. Then, very humbly folding his hands, he spoke as follows: You have promised to give your daughter in charity to me. Now you do not say anything. What is your conclusion? After the young Brahmana submitted this statement, the elderly Brahmana remained silent, taking this opportunity. His son immediately came out with a stick to strike the younger man. The son said, Oh, you are most degraded. You went to marry my sister just like a dwarf who wants to catch the moon. Seeing a stick in the hand of the son, the younger Brahmana felt the next day. However, he gathered together all the people of the village. All the people of the village then called for the elderly Brahmana and brought him to their meeting place. The young Brahmana then began to speak before them as follows: This gentleman has promised to hand over his daughter to me. Yet now he does not follow his promise. Please ask him about his behavior. All the people gathered there asked the already Brahmana, If you have already promised to give him your daughter in charity, who are you not fulfilling your promise? You have given your word of honor. The elderly Brahmana said, My dear friend, please hear what I have to submit. I do not exactly remember making a promise like that. When the elderly Brahmana's son heard this, he took the opportunity to juggle some words. Becoming very impudent, he stood before the assembly and spoke as follows. While touring various holy places of pilgrimage, my father carried much money. Seeing the money, this rogue decided to take it away. There was no one beside this man with my father, giving him intoxicant known as datura to eat. This rogue made my father mad. Having taken all my father's money, this rogue claimed this it was taken by some thief. Now he is claiming that my father has promised to give him his daughter in charity. All of you assembled here are gentlemen. Please judge whether it is befitting to offer this poor Brahmana, my father's daughter. Hearing all these statements, all the people gathered, they became a little doubtful. They thought it quite possible that because of attraction for riches, one might give up his religious principles. At that time, the young Brahmana said, "My dear gentlemen, please hear, just to gain victory in an argument, this man is lying. Being very satisfied with my service, this Brahmana said to me of his own accord, I promise to hand over my daughter to you. At that time, I forbade him to do this, telling him, O best of the Brahmana, I am not a fit husband for your daughter. Whereas you are a learned scholar, a rich man, belonging to an aristocratic family, I am a poor man, uneducated, uneducated and with no claim to aristocracy. Still this Brahmana insisted again and again. He asked me to accept his proposal, saying, I have given you my daughter. Please accept her. I then said, please hear, you are a learned Brahmana. Your wife, friend and relatives will never agree to this proposal. My dear sir, you will not be able to fulfill your promise. Your promise will be broken yet again and again. The Brahmana emphasized his promise. I have offered you my daughter. Do not hesitate. She is my daughter, and I shall give her to you. Who can forbid me? At that time, I concentrated my mind and requested the Brahmana to make the promise before the Gopala deity. Then this gentleman said in front of the Gopala deity, my dear Lord, please bear witness, I have offered my daughter to this Brahmana in charity. Accepting the Gopala deity as my witness, I then submitted the following at his lotus feet. As this Brahmana later hesitated to give me his daughter, my dear Lord, I shall call on you as a witness. Please note this with care and attention. Thus I have called upon a great personality in this transaction. I have asked the Supreme Godhead to be my witness. The entire world accepts the word of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Taking this opportunity, the elderly Brahmana immediately confirmed that this was really true. He said, if Gopala personally comes here to serve as a witness, I shall surely give my daughter to the young Brahmana. The elderly Brahmana thought, since Lord Krishna is very merciful, he will certainly come to prove my statement. The atheistic son thought it is not possible for Gopala to come and bear witness. Thinking thus, the father and son agreed. The young Brahmana took this opportunity to speak. Please write this down on paper in black and white so that you may not again change your word of honor. All the assembled people got this statement down in black and white, and taking the signature of agreement from both of them, served as the mediators. The young Brahmana then said, "Will all you gentlemen present please hear me? This already Brahmana is certainly truthful and is following religious principles. He is no desire to break his promise, but fearing that his kinsman would commit suicide, he deviated from the truth. By the pity of the elderly Brahmana, I shall call the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a witness. Thus I shall keep his truthful promise intact." Hearing the emphatic statement of the younger Brahmana, some atheists in the meeting began to cut jokes. However, someone else said, "After all, the Lord is merciful and he can come." After the meeting, the young Brahmana started for Vrindavana. Upon arriving there, he first offered his respectful obeisance to the deity and then narrated everything in full detail. He said, "My Lord, you are the protector of Brahminical culture, and you are also very merciful. Therefore, kindly show your great mercy by protecting the religious principles of us two Brahmanas. My dear Lord, I am not thinking to become happy by getting the daughter as a bride. I am simply thinking that the Brahmana has broken his promise, and that is giving me great pain." The young Brahmana continued, "My dear sir, you are very merciful and you know everything. Therefore, kindly be a witness in this case. A person who knows things as they are and still does not bear witness becomes involved in sinful activities." Lord Krishna replied, "My dear Brahmana, go back to your home and call a meeting of all the men. In that meeting, just try to remember me. I shall certainly appear there, and at the time I small protect the honor of both you Brahmanas by bearing witness to the promise." The young Brahmana replied, "My dear sir, even if you appear there as a four-handed Vishnu deity, still none of those people will believe in your words. Only if you go there in this form of Gopala and speak the words from your beautiful care will your testimony be heard by all the people. Lord Krishna said, I have never heard of a deity walking from one place to another. My dear Lord, you are not a statue, you are directly the son of Maharajananda. Now, for the sake of the old Brahmana, you can do something you had never done before. Sri Gopalaji then smiled and said, My dear Brahmana, just listen to me. I shall walk behind you, and in this way I shall go with you. The Lord continued, Do not try to see me by turning around as soon as you see me. I shall remain stationary in the very place. You will know that I am walking behind you by the sound of my uncle bells. Cook 1 kilo of rice daily and offer it. I shall eat that rice and follow behind you. The next day, the Brahmana begged permission from Gopala and started for his country. Gopala followed him step by step. While Gopala followed the young Brahmana, the thinking sound of his ankle bells could be heard. The Brahmana became very pleased and he cooked first-class rice for Gopala to eat. The young Brahmana walked and walked in this way until he eventually arrived in his own country. When he neared his own village, he began to think as follows. I have now come to my village and I shall go to my home and tell all the people that the witness has arrived. The Brahmana then began to think that if the people did not directly see the Gopala deity, they would not believe that he had arrived. But even if Gopala stays here, he thought there is still nothing to fear. Thinking this, the Brahmana turned to look back and he saw that Gopala, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was standing there smiling. The Lord told the Brahmana, Now you can go home. I shall stay here and shall not leave. The young Brahmana then went to the town and informed all the people about Gopala's arrival. Hearing this, the people were struck with wonder. All the town people went to see the witness Gopala, and when they saw the Lord actually standing there, they all offered their respectful obeisance. Then the elderly Brahmana, being very pleased, came forward and immediately fell like a stick in front of Gopala. Thus, in the presence of all the town people, Lord Gopala bore witness that the elderly Brahmana had offered his daughter in charity to the young Brahmana. After the marriage ceremony was performed, the Lord informed both Brahmanas, "You two Brahmana are my eternal servant, birth after birth." The Lord continued, "I have become very much pleased by the truthfulness of you both. Now you can ask for a benediction." Thus, with great pleasure, the two Brahmanas begged for a benediction. The Brahmana said, "Please remain here so that people all over the world will know how merciful you are to your servant." Lord Gopala stayed, and the two Brahmana engaged in his service. After hearing of the incident, many people from different countries came to see Gopala. Gopala. Eventually, the king of that country heard this wonderful story, and he also came to see Gopala, and thus became very satisfied. The king constructed a nice temple, and regular service was executed. Gopala became very famous under the name of Sakshi Gopala, the witness Gopala. Thus Sakshi Gopala stayed in Vidyanagara and accepted service for a very long time. Later, there was a fight, and this country was conquered by King Purushottama Deva of Orissa. That king was victorious over the king of Vidyanagara, and he took possession of his throne, the Manikaya Simhasana. Manikaya Simhasana, which was bedecked with many jewels. King Purushottama Deva was a great devotee and was advanced in the civilization of the Aryans. He begged at the lotus feet of Gopala, "Please come to my kingdom." When the king begged him to come to his kingdom, Gopala, who was already obliged for his devotional service, accepted his prayer. Thus the king took the Gopala deity and went back to Cuttack. After winning the Manika throne, King Purushottama Deva took it to Jagannatha Puri and presented it to Lord Jagannatha. In the meantime, he also established regular worship of the Gopala deity at Cuttack. When the Gopala deity was installed at Cuttack, the queen of Purushottama Deva went to see him and with great devotional presented various kinds of ornaments. The queen had a very valuable pearl which she wore on her nose, and she wished to give it to Gopala. She then began to think as follows: if there were a hole in the deity's nose, I could transfer the pearl of him. Considering this, the queen offered her obeisances to Gopala and returned to her place. That night, she dreamed that Gopala appeared and began to speak to her as follows: during my childhood, my mother made a hole in my nose and with great endeavor set a part there. That very hole is still there, and you can use it to set the pearl you desire to give me. After dreaming this, the queen explained it to her husband. The king and the queen then went to the temple with the pearl. Seeing the hole in the nose of the deity, they set the pearl there, and being very pleased, held a great festival. Since then, Gopala has been situated in the city of Kataka, and he had been known ever since as Sakshi Gopala. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the narration of Gopala's activities. Both he and his personal devotees became very pleased when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting before the Gopala deity. All the devotees saw him, and the deity is being of the same form. They were of the same complexion, and both had gigantic bodies. Both were saffron clothes, and both were very grave. The devotees saw that both Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gopala were brilliantly effulgent and had eyes like lotuses. They were both absorbed in ecstasy, and both their faces resembled full moon. When Nityananda saw the Gopala deity and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that way, he began to exchange remarks with the devotees, all of whom were smiling. Thus, with great pleasure, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed that night in the temple. After seeing the Mangala Aarti ceremony in the morning, he started on his journey. In his book Chaitanya Bhagavata Srila Vrindavan Dasa, Thakura has very vividly described the places visited by the Lord on the way to Bhubaneswara. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at Kamalapura, he took his bath in the Bhargi Nadi river and left his sannyasa staff in the hand of Lord Nityananda. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the temple of Lord Shiva, known as Kapoteswara Nityananda Prabhu, who was keeping his sannyasa staff in custody, broke the staff in 3 parts and threw it into the river Bhargi Nadi. Later this river became known as Dhanida Vanga Nadi. Dhanida Banga Nadi. After seeing the temple of Jagannatha from a distant place, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately became ecstatic. After offering obeisance to the temple, he began to dance in the ecstasy of love of God. All the devotees became ecstatic in the association of Lord Chaitanya and thus absorbed in love of God. They were dancing and singing while going along the main road. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed, cried, danced and made many ecstasy, vibration and sounds. Although the temple was only 6 miles away, to him the distance seemed thousands of miles. Thus walking and walking, the Lord eventually arrived at the place known as Atharanala. Arrived there, he expressed his external consciousness speaking to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had thus regained external consciousness, he asked Lord Nityananda Prabhu, please return my staff. Thus the staff broke under our weight. Where the pieces have gone, I cannot say. It is certainly because of my offenses that your staff was broken. Now you can punish me on this account as you think proper. After hearing the story about how his staff had been broken, the Lord expressed a little sadness and displaying a bit of anger, began to speak as follows. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have all benefited me by bringing me to Nilanchala. However, my only possessions was that one staff and you have not kept it. So all of you should go before or behind me to see Lord Jagannatha. I shall not go with you. Mukunda Datta told Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord, you should go ahead. and allow all the others to follow. We shall not go with you. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then began to walk very swiftly before all the other devotees. No one could understand the real purpose of the two Lords Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. The devotee could not understand why Nityananda Prabhu broke the staff, why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu permitted his to do so, or why after permitting him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became angry. The pastime of the breaking of the staff is very deep. Only one whose devotee is fixed upon the lotus feet of the two Lords can understand it. The glories of the Gopala is merciful to Brahmanas are very great. The narration of Sakshi Gopala was spoken by Nityananda Prabhu and heard by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One who heard his narration of Lord Gopala with faith and love very soon attained the lotus feet of Lord Gopala, praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their Hare Krishna. Uttirika. They are Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Hare Krishna.